Hey, so this is a quick overview of how cryptocurrencies and blockchain work. In the previous video, we discussed hash 256. In this video, we're gonna discuss about the block structure. So if you see from previous video, the hash 256 had a input data and we generated a signature hash out of that data. That was a single row of data, but in a block we have a multiple rows of data. So we have a block number, we have a nonce, and we have a data which can be anything, and combination of all of them we are generating a hash. So this means if I change this data, the hash will change. If I change the nonce, the hash will change. And as we discussed in the previous video, that the hash will change dramatically and fully even if the change is very minor. Even if I enter a full stop, it will completely change. So the so the it will be completely random no matter how minor the changes are. So as you can see, if I change the block number, it will completely change. If I change the nonce, it will completely change. If I change the data, it will completely change. So here we see the block and the nonce. So block, I think you can easily understand is the block number, but the nonce will discuss what that is. So the nonce is something to do with the validity of the block. So here we are saying that if the hash of the block gets started with the four zeros, then and only then that this block is deemed as valid. So what we mean by that, if I need to secure this data, and now the hash of the data starts with 2e3f, but the fun the function of nonce, so the nonce is what Bitcoin miners or the blockchains which are so called with the proof of concept uh, consensus mechanism does is they start randomly inputting a nonce, and with uh, and you have to so with so there is no way, because the hash completely changes, there is a no way to shortcut this process, but you have to go through a brute force process. So you will go through from zero through something. So when I press here mine, my computer went from 0 to 15,984, for which the hash turned out to be with five zeros. So this block deemed to be valid. If I put a full stop here, now it's become red. That signifies that it is invalid. I'm gonna mine again, and as you see, there are four zeros with which it starts, which is the rule we arbitrarily created for this block to be deemed as valid. In previous, it generated five zeros, which was also valid, but that was a random coincidence. So as you can see that now uh, if we change the nonce, the uh, the hash is invalid. If we change the block number, the hash is invalid. So unless all any data change will signify the hash is invalid. Now, in cryptocurrencies or anything else, the data can be quite large. So, but just by looking at the initial 4 0, you can be assured that the block had followed the proper rules.